Yo, what's going on everybody? My name is CodeNaft and today I'm going to be sharing 5 mobile photography tips and tricks and shenanigans on how to help you improve your mobile photography game. So tip number 1 I have is to shoot raw images rather than JPEG or any other file type you may shoot. If you're shooting JPEG, you're already losing out on a whole bunch of information you otherwise would if you just were to shoot in RAW format, because in RAW you get a whole bunch of extra detail. The file size is enormous, so you're capturing everything. Shooting RAW format captures more information in the highlights and in the shadows, and just the clarity in general is just so much better than a JPEG because you're just picking up so much more data. So shooting in JPEG, you are losing quality. You can't stretch the image like you can when editing with a RAW photo. If you're not gonna edit your photos as much, shooting in JPEG might not be a bad idea, but if you want to edit your photos and really stretch out the image and put all those juicy filters and effects on there in Lightroom, definitely shoot in the RAW format. So the second tip I have is knowing the difference between shooting portrait mode and shooting landscape mode. So a lot of people I see out on the streets doing their photography biz, they don't know the difference between the both of them, or they just don't care and they just shoot portrait mode. And nothing peeves me off more than just seeing this. You know, just straight up like eye level shots on portrait mode. It's so boring. So knowing the difference between when to shoot portrait versus landscape is very important. Portrait is more for portraits, landscape is more for landscape. No duh, Cody. You can switch it up a little bit. I'm not saying that you can't switch it up. I'm just saying that there's a lot of people that are just shooting portrait mode when they should be shooting landscape, and they're not capturing what they want to capture. Think about what you want to capture first in your head, and then think about what layout best works for you. You can use a model in landscape mode up against a background or something like that, but landscape, you're more capturing the background as well as the model, while portrait is just capturing specifically just the model themselves and just focusing more on the body rather than the background. Like if I want to get something like that's really tall, like a tall tree, or you know, the Eiffel Tower for example, like I've ever been there. If you're really close to something and you want to capture the length of it vertically, I suggest portrait would be the best for you. But if you want to capture more of that surrounding area and that wide perspective, landscape is going to be the best for you. So just plan out your shots in your head. You could shoot a couple in portrait and then a couple in landscape and then decide between the two. But in doing that, you'll actually be able to physically see the difference behind each shot and the effect that it has and the feeling that it creates once you see it on your computer screen or your phone screen when you're looking back at it later. Third tip I have, and the sun's going down very fast, is shooting things multiple times, okay? You see something, you shoot it one time and then you leave. I'm gonna say shoot that around 3 to 5 more times every angle. So what I like to do is I like to look at things from a different perspective. I like to shoot it, all right, maybe portrait, maybe landscape, and then I'm like, all right, shot that 3 times here. Okay, I'll go over to the right a little bit, or I'll hold my phone down lower or up higher. You literally have a limitless amount of possibilities you can hold the camera. Okay, there's absolute no limits whatsoever. Anyway, let's go on to tip number 4, and that is shooting manual mode. Not a lot of people know how to do this, but once you learn how to shoot manual, you're able to take that next step into getting a DSLR or mirrorless camera. Learn manual mode, go in there, mess around with the shutter speed and the aperture, ISO, mess with the color correction and stuff like that. Once you actually go in and mess around with the manual settings, you realize that there's a lot more that you can shoot and capture rather than just being on auto and just capturing whatever it captures for you. And honestly, you're not learning anything on auto. Just take a little step outside of your comfort zone. Once you get your hands on the camera, you just gotta learn the layout and it'll be a piece of cake, boom. So tip number 5, this is the last tip for today. Don't pass up the opportunity to take the shot. Now I can't stress how important this actually is, because there's so many opportunities that I could have gotten a great shot and I missed it because I never I was like, oh man, I'm gonna slow up the group that I'm in, the group of people that I'm in, or I'm like, I don't feel like it, I'm not in that mood. But there's so many great photos I could have taken if I were to just take that little bit of extra time to do it, even if I didn't feel like it. If you see something and you're like, ooh, and it just clicks and you're like, okay, I want to get that, at least try to get it. If you're not able to actually get the shot that you have in your head, just take that little bit of extra time to try to get it, because it could be very much worth it. Take that extra time and actually go out of your way to get the shot, because if it's just as good as you thought it might be, that's awesome. But if it's even better, damn, I gotta go inside soon. But if it's even better, oh, that is what the whole photography game is all about. Living for those shots. Wow, that is way better than I've ever expected. I'm so glad I took the time to do it. You'll appreciate yourself so much more if you actually go out of your way and do it when you're not feeling in the mood to take the photo. It's just an amazing feeling to just go back and look at it and be like, wow, I could have missed that, but I didn't, because I took the opportunity to take it. So go out there, don't miss opportunities. Once you see it, take it. If you don't like it, it's whatever. But if the opportunity's there and you think you could turn it into something amazing, go for it. Don't miss it, dude. Just don't pass up the opportunity. Isn't that one of Eminem's quotes? If you had one moment to take that photo and it would be everything you ever wanted, would you capture it or let it slip? Mom spaghetti. No, that's all I have for today. Hopefully those tips helped out a little bit. If not, whatever. Stay quarantined, stay safe, have a wonderful rest of your day. Keep being creative. Don't pass up the opportunity to get that shot. Cody out. Mom spaghetti.